Hello everybody and welcome to a Adriatic adventure here in kind of the mid-east coast of Italy, but we're heading towards some of more northern sides. But right now behind me is one of my favourite places in this realm. This is a place that we used to go to every year as a family, and me and my sister have driven here without the family this year on our own, and we're going to be exploring this area once more. So at the moment we're in a place, the van is behind me there here, we're camped at a place called Gabbicce Monte, which is a hill, quite a lush hill in the sea's just below us. I'll show you after. Some lovely restaurants, bars, cafes, and behind me, I'm going to turn the camera around to show you in a minute, is the sacred site of Gradara and San Marino hills also in the background, where the river that breaks up the region of Marche and Emilia Romagna, which is the two regions that kind of merge here. So this is Marche, and Cattolica, which is just a few miles over there, is a different region, Emilia Romagna. The river that separates it finds its source in the hills of San Marino. So that's on my bucket list of places to go, San Marino. But tonight we're going to Gradara Castle, which we have been before, but now my consciousness has advanced into the knowing of springs and sacred sites more than it was before. It'd be great to go and see that again. So we've got a lovely church here in Gabbicce Monte. Still got a copper bell, I think it is, right at the top. Looks really old, but it's obviously been cladded into a more newer style build. It's probably much older underneath. So in the distance over there, this is Gabbicce Mare in the Marche region, and just over there is Cattolica, Emilia Romagna region. We've got Riccione in the background, the beautiful Adriatic Sea. Oh, so this is Gradara Castle. Behind me, this is one of my favourite places I've ever been to, and it's great to be back here. The energy around here is just incredible, honestly. This view around the whole, the sea, the hills, San Marino, absolutely incredible. And the story goes, I think there was these two brothers, I was told, that one of the, I think it was the lord of this castle, he was about to marry this woman, and I think it was his brother fell in love with the woman who he was going to marry, and he had them both killed. And this castle is now the castle of love because of what happened with that affair between the problems that the two brothers had with this lady. So that is what I got told yesterday about why this castle is called the Castle of Love. And it's also called the Castle of Magic as well. So we've got a statue of Mary here in the church at Gradara. There's a rose above her head, but she's actually stood on the serpent, like we see so many times in the churches. An actual snake. Looks real as well, but yeah, so that's what she stood on, the serpent.
So I've been asked to talk about the serpent energies that Mary stood on for the YouTube, so I will do my honours.
This is my sister, by the way.
Not Mary, you pointed to Mary. No. Okay, so we see here Mary is stood on the serpent, and the serpent has been absolutely destroyed throughout the years in so many ways by controlling masculine energies, but then also by the females in the past have destroyed their own serpent energy for power. And there is two serpent energies. There's the serpent of temptation and the serpent of wisdom. The serpent energy is beautiful, and the Bible especially has changed what the serpent is, and that we need to get rid of the serpent energies. Through purification, we're getting rid of the serpent energies. Purification is so important. We need to purify in a way, but it's not in the sense of we're getting rid of the serpent energies. It's returning to the alignment of dove and the serpent, so that the serpent energy is married to holiness. And this is only when sexuality can be sacred. Pleasures can be sacred because it's rooted and married to its lover of the heart. These are the eros and love that you hear, the connection of it, and this is what will allow the true serpent energies. But the Bible has taught it that the serpent energy is wrong, and this is not right, it's misleading. There's two serpent energies. So again, in the Bible and what we've been taught is it's still taught through separation, and this is what perpetuates actually the distortion of the serpent, is the separation, and it needs to be unified. So when we're coming into journeys of purification, of remembering of the self, of marrying love and eros, when we meet parts of ourselves that are sinful, that love hasn't existed with before, it's so hard to stay with that and to meet it with this higher force of love, this unconditional love, which isn't how we've been taught love is. It's a presence that will hold everything, that knows everything. It doesn't judge, but it knows. And this is the difference. And this is how we have to meet ourselves in our sins. They're not sins, but the parts in which we have not yet married to love. And when this happens, and through sensation in the body, which is the true serpent energy, is the sensations we experience within the body through the portal of the heart, then this is when the true serpent energy can begin to weave, and this is when we experience true sexuality, true sensuality that's rooted in divine love. So I'm just sat here in the mountains of Gradara, and I wanted to expand on what I was talking about with the serpent energies before. I don't think I was as clear as what I could be with certain things. So when I said there's two serpent energies, the serpent of temptation and the serpent of wisdom, and the serpent of temptation is what has been running so much of the power systems for a long time, and is what is used for false power and authority. And the serpent of temptation is manifest through separation of within the self, within the being. And the serpent of wisdom is the true essence of the serpent energy in its wholeness, when we are unified within, and then this also manifests without. And for the true power of the serpent energy, basically the serpent has to be married to the dove. The serpent has to be married to love. And they aren't actually separate. They are unified. It's not like a separation you do, like a mathematic equation, like a unification that happens in the mind. It's something that comes together. They're like long lost lovers of each other. We think they're separate things. Like we think the body is separate from the soul, the physical is separate from the spiritual. And these are the two forces that have been like long lost lovers for millenniums. And this is what actually causes the distortion, because of the separation. And this is what causes false power. This is what causes greed, actually, the neglection of the true serpent energy. So I just wanted to add one more thing from the video that I said yesterday. I wanted to clarify sensuality. So when we talk about the serpent energies, we're talking about sensation. We're talking about sensation, not, when I say sensuality, most people immediately think pleasure, sexuality. This is not true. Sensuality is the ability to hold every sensation in the body. Whatever comes up, whether it's pain, whether it's sadness, whether it's fear, whether it's joy, to be able to sense and hold and feel it in the flesh of the body through the portal of the heart, aligned with love, This is the aliveness of sensuality and the aliveness of the serpent force. And this is what the serpent force is, the aliveness of the sensations in the body. And this is what makes nature go round. This is how sacred it is.
If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that there's no coincidence that castles get built at certain points. It's not just because they have a vantage point. It's very, very little to do with that. It's more to do with the lays, the earth energies and the springs, why they build these structures. But they also have obviously an advantage when building a structure for if they were using it afterwards for defence purposes. But initially, this is what I'm always wondering around, what was the function initially for these castles? I'm at a beautiful place right now, a place called Fiorenzuola. This is a place around 20 minutes-ish off Gabbicce Monte. So it looked like a huge fire happened here in 2017 and destroyed a lot of the woodland. I actually didn't notice because the woodland looks so healthy now. So it just goes to show how fast something can recover. So we've got the chapel at the top that always marks a spring. It's an old tower, water tower like structure. And we've always got these springs. But look how old, I think this is old, but look at the modern tap on the side. So is it true spring water or have they again tapped into the modern supply that they introduced in the late 1800s and early 1900s? You look at the wires going all the way up. Don't know how old these are, but I've seen these on all of these structures. Harnessing free energy. Are they still in use and tapped into the new electrics? Or is this still harnessing etheric energy with the earth energies below? See, the wires going right up to the top and literally on top of the spire, the antenna on the top. They're filled in the centre where the old cymatic magnetron symbol was. And directly in line with it are all these drains that are constantly filling up with water underneath. And then they come out into the sea and flow down. But notice how it all works in lines, directly in line where the water's flowing either way, either side of the structure. I think as well that these are the old free energy lampposts. Now loads of people will laugh at me when I say stuff like this, but look at the geometry of it. It's octagonal this is octagonal principle. Look, it's proper. I don't think it's a cast iron, I think it is. Maybe wrong though. But it's painted over silver now, but look at it, it's octagonal. All the old structures where there were springs underneath, old energy harnessing structures were always built octagonally. I don't know why, but that's what I've noticed. The octagon must play a vital role when it comes to harnessing energy. The geometry is the new geometry inside out, the architects of these types of structures. Hard to decipher what was new and what's old or what's ancient when we're wandering around these sites. It's good just to pay attention, because then we can begin to do kind of scientific really observation, because science is observation to see what is 100% accurate, what's only 50% accurate. With the springs, it being at structures like this, it's 100% accurate on my travels and over these years. Thank you so much for watching this video, and it's been great having Athena on the channel discussing the truth of the serpent energies. I will tag both her Instagram and her YouTube to the description in this video if you are interested in seeing more of her work. There will be another part 2 of this area of Italy coming in the next few weeks, maybe sooner. So I'm going to leave this as part 1.